We are here today to talk about shame shields, to identify, to recognize, and to transform. I'm going to bring up a handout. It is our Business Miracles Resistance to Resilience handout. There's a lot that's going on this handout, so I'm going to ask you just to focus on that arrow that's on the left side, connecting shadows to shame. And on either side of that red arrow, you'll see judgment, criticism, SEV, which is the superego voice, the highly sensitive shadow of overprotection, and then underneath overprotection, shame shields, away, towards, and against. So just a reminder via this handout that our shame shields are directly connected to our experience of resistance. So for those of you who might be hearing the term shame shields for the very first time, or even those of you who have heard the term before, it's an opportunity to return, to revisit. I want to start by really going into what are shame shields. So first of all, the term comes out of a study done at Wellesley College, particularly the Stone Institute at Wellesley College, and a researcher by the name of Linda Hartling. This research was done in the 1980s. However, Brené Brown has popularized the teaching of shame shields. I want to quote directly from Linda Hartling's research, starting first with that definition of shame. So the word shame comes from a variety of European words that literally mean to cover, to veil, V-E-I-L, to hide. To cover, to veil, to hide. The literal meaning of the word is consistent with the individual responses associated with shame. And those individual responses tend to be a response of feeling exposed. So looking at or hearing this definition helps us to really begin to have a deeper understanding of the way that shame plays out for each and every one of us. There is a feeling of being exposed, yet the word means literally to cover, to veil, to hide. The three shame shields are the shame shield of towards, the shame shield of away, and the shame shield of against. Going back deeper into each shield and how it connects to our experience as highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders. The shame shield of towards connects to that highly sensitive shadow of people pleasing. It also connects to the highly sensitive coping mechanism of pushing. And it also connects to the highly sensitive Business Miracles archetypes, money archetypes of the scullery maid. So towards, people pleasing, pushing, scullery maid. The shame shield of away connects to that highly sensitive shadow of overprotection, connects to the coping mechanism of hiding, and connects to the money archetype of the entitled queen. The shame shield of against connects to the shadow of judgment of others. It connects to the coping mechanism of combo platter and connects to both money archetypes of scullery maid and entitled queen. From understanding the what of shame shields, let's turn to the when. So shields are what comes up when experiencing shame. It is the individual response, that feeling of exposed, which triggers the shield. And often the trigger is associated to a historical experience versus what's actually happening in the moment. Where can shame shields occur? Anytime, anywhere. Anytime, anywhere, when we are triggered into that historical experience or association of feeling exposed. Who do shame shields impact? Everyone. How do they impact highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders more deeply? Why? Why shame shields? Directly from Linda Hartling's work. I will share the quote first. While most of us can think of at least one occasion in which we felt shamed or humiliated, in many instances, these types of experiences are difficult to identify, difficult to acknowledge, and difficult to express. To recount experiences of shame or humiliation, we risk revisiting painful images of being devalued, disempowered, or disgraced, perhaps triggering or reinforcing further feelings of shame. Yet, below our immediate awareness, these experiences can have a profound and enduring influence over our daily behavior. So in summary, what Linda Hartling is referencing is that shame shields are one of the most difficult things to look at, and yet without looking at them, they will have a massive impact on our day-to-day experience. So in that regard, resistance to shifting shame shields and patterns is personally the one primary reason I have seen highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders be taken out. The one thing that will keep a highly sensitive from creating what they want in their business, in their life, the one primary reason that will keep a highly sensitive from answering their life purpose calling. Shame is subversive, it's pervasive, and addressing shame shields is a massive call up into highly sensitive leadership. Addressing your shame shields is the ultimate choice point that you are guaranteed to face over and over again on your highly sensitive leadership journey. By not facing or addressing shame shields, I've seen it cost members massive amounts of time, massive amounts of energy, thousands upon thousands of dollars, years of pain. I've witnessed it close businesses, and I've watched it just destroy valued relationships. So why now? Why bring shame shields forward now? The massive global collective experience on our planet right now of denial. What I want to speak to in regards to that denial today is that faced with so many people in denial of a massive traumatic event, whether you're able to consciously be aware of it or not, as a highly sensitive, you will be feeling the discord of that denial deeply. Very likely that discord, that disconnect in regards to the denial, will impact or have a trigger of shame. Whether that's, oh my gosh, I don't agree with all the denial that's happening, or whether that's, oh my gosh, I'm feeling this denial and I don't know what to do with it. I think there's something wrong with me. It doesn't seem like this is what everybody else is experiencing. Or a sense of connection to denial, of feeling othered because those around you, whether that be family of origin, friends, local community, internet, seem to be having a different experience. This isn't a conversation about what is right or not right in regards to what we've experienced over the last 2 years as part of the global pandemic. I'm not interested in having that conversation. You can make your own choices based on your own beliefs and values. What I'm talking about is the lack of acknowledgement and lack of process. So in connection to that, as highly sensitive leaders, we don't want to wait to be shown or told by others of how to manage this lack of acknowledgement, this lack of process, but instead we want to make our own individual choice and rise to the occasion to address the denial, to address the shame, rather than being caught in that habitual trigger of our shame shields. So that we can move our businesses forward, we can move our leadership forward, we can be on a path of betterment in spite of. If you have been feeling any sense of kind of just feeling down, any sense of kind of feeling like depressed, any sense of feeling unmotivated, any sense of just like you're carrying heavy energy, any sense of kind of a pervasive, bigger than you challenge that can't be addressed, might be showing up in the form of burnout, just feeling overly tired, unable to focus. That is that impact of the trauma, that is that impact of the denial, that is that kind of suck down into 3D. For those of us who were part of the fall virtual training retreat at the end of 2021. The thing that's so valuable to remember about shame is it is an aspect of personal choice. We are all adults in this community. So at some point in our younger years, most likely we experienced either an outwardly very deliberate aspect or occasion of being shamed or humiliated. Or in our younger years, we had an inwardly experience of being shamed and humiliated because we were highly sensitive, regardless of whether we had the language for that or not, or both, outward and inward. Now you are an adult. Now you have choice to no longer be triggered into those younger years experiences of shame because of current adult experiences now. You get to engage in rewiring. And now, more than ever, at this point in our collective global pandemic experience, that choice is more important than ever. So how do we do that? How do we engage practically in that choice? I'm going to share 5 approaches from Linda Hartling's work, and I'm going to connect them to the tools and the teachings that we have available to us in our highly sensitive leadership training program. Number 1, listening and responding. Listening and responding. Experiences of shame or humiliation often alienate and silence individuals, in extreme cases, leading them to what researcher Jean Baker Mill describes as condemned isolation. What you have available to you in this program to support you with listening and responding as a counteract to your habitual shame shields are 1, aligned community, 2, accessing aligned community via the forum, 3, accessing aligned community via your weekly training roundtables, and also accessing aligned support via one-on-one coaching calls or one-on-one private mentor calls that you can add at any time, whether they're a part of your current highly sensitive leadership training program or not. Second, counteract to habitual shame shields is mutual empathy. Mutual empathy. Mutual empathy not only entails empathizing with another's experience, but it also encompasses empathizing with others' experiences of disconnection and tools and techniques others have used to shift this. So mutual empathy is not to be confused with sympathy. Mutual empathy is what has someone else done to make a positive shift with their shame shield, AKA what's worked for you. Aspects of the highly sensitive leadership training programs, everything I shared in number 1 in regards to listening and responding. Number 3, course correct to the habitual response of shame shields is authenticity. The practice of authenticity is about being authentic in a way that facilitates growth. In a way that facilitates growth. How your highly sensitive leadership training program is designed to support that. Number one, everything in the program focuses around our 3 success pillars, one of those pillars being core practice. Every training in your leadership track is designed to support you with engaging in core practice. Number 4, way to counteract, course correct that habitual tendency towards shame shields is movement toward mutuality. Shaming or humiliating interactions can thrive within a context of dominant, subordinate relationships, non-mutual relationships, in which one person holds the power to degrade another. By moving toward mutuality, we are moving away from the power over dynamics that promote and perpetuate shame and humiliation. Aspects of your leadership training program, another one of our 3 success pillars, which is consistency. So by engaging in consistency, you are, by association, shifting your tendency to habitually react via your shame shield, whether the act of consistency is directly connected to shame or not. You're building different muscles through consistency that move you toward experiences of mutuality. Also, specifically, the leadership training of 4 types of leadership power that's available in your online learning center. Final, humor. Humor can be an effective method of disarming or neutralizing some feelings of shame or humiliation. Aspects of your leadership training program, all 3 success pillars: community, core practice, and consistency. By engaging in all 3, you will again, by association, be shifting your habitual aspects or patterns of your shame shields. Also, specifically, the training on Reins It, found in your online learning center, and of course, the shame transformation tools, also found in your online learning center. So again, how do we rise to the call in the midst of this collective denial, lack of acknowledgement, lack of process? We rise to the call as highly sensitive leaders by engaging in listening and responding, mutual empathy, authenticity, movement toward mutuality, and humor, using all aspects of the highly sensitive leadership training program that I highlighted in order to make a fierce commitment to rise out of those feelings of being pulled down and up into agency to continue to answer the call in spite of. Breath in and let it out.